Over the past couple of months, I've been putting out videos dedicated to specific teams. I'm not going to promise I'm going to get all 31 done by the start of this upcoming season. It's probably going to take a little longer than that, but eventually I will do one on every single team. Be sure to let me know what team you guys want to see me talk about next, but today I'm sure you could tell by the title and thumbnail, we're going to be talking about the New Jersey Devils. It's Halloween, so I figured it would only be right to talk about the Devils today, and I also just wanted to talk about them because to me they are a really intriguing team heading into this season in the sense that I don't really know what to expect from them. I don't think I'm the only person that feels that way either. I've seen some people saying that New Jersey could be the worst team in the NHL, and then also some people saying New Jersey could surprise a lot of people and even be in contention for a playoff spot. We're going to break them down in today's video, talk about the offseason that they've had and what their team looks like heading into this upcoming season. But before we get into that, be sure to go follow me on Instagram and Twitter to stay connected. You can also go check out my gaming channel if any of those things interest you. Links will be down below in the description. And of course, if you guys are new to this channel and you want to see more NHL content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And now let's talk about the Devils. Heading into the 2019-20 season, there was some relatively high expectations for the New Jersey Devils, just given all the moves that they had made in the offseason. The biggest, of course, drafting Jack Hughes with the first overall pick. They acquired PK Subban on day 2 of the NHL draft, and also signed Russian free agent Nikita Gusev, who had been coming off of an 82-point season in the KHL. There was definitely reason to be excited about the team. However, as we all know, things didn't really work out, and to me the Devils were one of the more disappointing teams from this past season, finishing 26th overall in the league with just 68 points. On top of the team not really playing well, they traded Taylor Hall, Jack Hughes had a pretty disappointing rookie season, and overall it was just a year to forget for the Devils and their fans. So where do they go from here? Well, let's start off by taking a look at their big offseason additions so far. I'm sure they're going to sign Mike Hoffman tomorrow or something just to make this video outdated, but so far their biggest additions: Andreas Johnsson, they traded Joey Anderson to Toronto to bring him in. I actually made a video on that trade when it happened, so you can check that out if you have not already. Ryan Murray, they traded a 5th round pick to Columbus to bring him in. That is a trade I absolutely love for the New Jersey Devils. I think Ryan Murray is going to be a huge addition to this team. I think the Devils really needed a defenseman like Murray, because when you look at their blue line, a lot of their defensemen are known for offense. Damon Severson, Will Butcher, and PK Subban. Even though Subban wasn't really good offensively or defensively last season, Ryan Murray is going to be a huge help for this team. To me, he's one of the more underrated additions of the entire offseason so far, especially when you consider the fact that all they had to give up was a 5th round pick. I mean, Ottawa gave up a 5th to bring in Eric Goodbranson. So in my opinion, that move is a huge W for the Devils. And then their big free agency signing, Corey Crawford, they signed him to a 2-year, $7.8 million contract, so an annual average of $3.9 million. Yes, Crawford is 35 years old now, but he's coming off a season in which he put up a .917 save percentage. Corey Crawford is still good, a very capable goaltender, and it's not like the Devils are signing him to come in and be their starter. They already have Mackenzie Blackwood, who I would guess is probably going to play more games than Crawford. Those two sharing the net for the next couple of seasons, in my opinion, is a really solid 1-2 punch. It's definitely a significant upgrade from having Corey Schneider, and the Devils actually saved money in doing this. Crawford's cap hit is significantly lower than Schneider's was. So those 3 additions are definitely going to make the New Jersey Devils a better team. I would say overall, so far at least, they have had a really solid offseason, and it's not over yet. They have money, and there's still some solid free agents out there. Now let's shift our focus to the Devils' forward depth chart. These aren't line projections or anything like that. This is literally just players all together on the screen, so we can kind of get a general idea of what their group of forwards look like heading into this season. And also I got these positions from Cap Friendly, so if you're a big time Devils fan, you watch all the games and somebody you see on the screen is out of position, I just put them where Cap Friendly has them listed as. On the left side we have Andreas Johnsson, Nikita Gusev, Miles Wood, and Jesper Boqvist. Down the middle, Nico Hischier, Jack Hughes, Travis Zajac, Pavel Zacha, and Michael McLeod. And then on the right side you got Kyle Palmieri, Jesper Bratt, and I have Alexander Holtz on here because I honestly think he has a real shot at making this team right away, just given the lack of depth that New Jersey has in terms of right wingers. And also Alexander Holtz is used to playing against men. He played the entire 1920 season in the Swedish Hockey League and has been playing this season in the Swedish Hockey League as well. So overall, looking at this group of forwards, it's definitely not bad. I think down the middle they're pretty strong, especially if Jack Hughes takes a big step forward and becomes a play driver and a point producer. Now, if Hughes has a season similar to the one that he just had and he doesn't show much progression, that is when things could get a little bit scarce and offense could be hard to come by. They do still have some guys that can score. Kyle Palmieri can score 20 goals with his eyes shut. Nico Hischier is a guy who could definitely score 20 goals and give them 60 points. Andreas Janssen has scored 20 goals before, and Jesper Bratt is a guy who I think is a pretty big wild card. I'm a big fan of his game, and I think he's got a ton of potential. So they definitely have some forwards that are capable of doing good things offensively. I think obviously they're going to miss Taylor Hall, as any team would, but they should be fine, like I said, especially if Jack Hughes can take a big step forward. Now let's take a look at the Devils' depth chart in terms of defense. On the left side, you got Ryan Murray, Will Butcher, Dmitry Kulikov, who's another free agent signing, and I have Ty Smith up there. I definitely think he could make the team. And then on the right side, you have Damon Severson, PK Subban, and Connor Carrick. So overall, I think just the addition of Ryan Murray makes this blue line better than it was last season, and it has the potential to be a lot better if you have somebody like Ty Smith come in and make the team and have a solid rookie season. And on top of that, if you can get a bounce back season from somebody like PK Subban, which I think is really important for the Devils. I'm not saying Subban has to bounce back to his Norris Trophy form, he just has to be much better than he was in the 1920 season, and I think Subban is definitely capable of doing that. So now we have the goalie depth chart. We've kind of already talked about their goaltending situation when talking about the Crawford signing. It's much improved. You got Blackwood, Crawford, and then I'm guessing Scott Wedgwood is like the third guy, but that doesn't really matter. So that is pretty much just a general idea of what the New Jersey Devils could look like heading into the 2020-21 NHL season. Obviously, there is still a lot of time left in the offseason, and they have money and assets to make some more moves. We'll just have to wait and see if they do. But now let's talk expectations for this upcoming season. There's no secret that the New Jersey Devils do have a bright future, but how good are they right now? At the start of the video, I said I seen some people saying that the New Jersey Devils could be the worst team in the NHL this season. Now, the NHL is weird. Anything is possible. Every single season there's surprisingly bad teams and surprisingly good teams, but I really don't think the New Jersey Devils are going to be the worst team in the NHL. I also said that I seen some people saying they could be a surprisingly good team and be competing for a playoff spot. I'm not really sure if I see them doing that either. So what are my expectations for this Devils team? I'm not going to make an exact prediction on where I think they're going to finish in the standings or anything like that, so I'll kind of just give you a ballpark estimate. I don't think they're going to be the worst team in the NHL. I don't think they're going to be a team competing for a playoff spot either. I feel like they're going to be somewhere in between. If it's a full schedule season, maybe finish with around like 80 to 85 points or something. One last thing I wanted to touch on before I end off the video, I'm really curious to see what the New Jersey Devils decide to do at the trade deadline. Of course, I think it comes down to if they're in a good position at the deadline in terms of standings or if they're in a bad position. But I say this because they have a lot of guys with just 1 year left on their deal who are set to become a UFA next offseason. Travis Zajac, Nikita Gusev, Ryan Murray, who we talked about a lot in this video, and also Kyle Palmieri, who's the big one. It'll be extremely interesting to see what the Devils decide to do with those guys. Do they try and work out extensions throughout the season, or do they deal one or two of those players I just mentioned at the deadline and bring back some young assets and draft picks? Because again, this is still a team looking towards the future. That is going to wrap up today's video on the New Jersey Devils. I'm very curious to hear what you guys think, so be sure to let me know all of your thoughts down below, what your expectations are for this team heading into this season, especially if you're a Devils fan. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave it a like. That is the best way to show your support. And of course, if you guys are new to the channel and you want to see more NHL content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will talk to you all in the next video.